Howdy everyone, today I have a very special guitar for you. It's the Ibanez Jem JR. Stay tuned. Quick disclaimer, I'm not going to be going through all the specifications. This is more of a video where I tell you in my experience what is it that I liked and didn't like all that much about the guitar. But if you're curious about the specs, I'll leave a link down below. I'm also going to leave the link to Amazon in case you're interested in buying it, or if you want to see the pink model, which is the same guitar but it's pink. Now let's get started. The first thing that I would like to talk to you about is the neck. I was very pleasantly surprised by the neck. Whenever you buy a guitar that's this cheap, again, it's under $500, I always fear that the whole guitar may be okay, but I'm very picky with the neck. Well, not this time. The neck is awesome. It's just great. It's surprisingly good in every way. So for instance, the finish, no fret issues at all. It's super smooth. The inlays, spotless, really are, which surprised me. And they did the Tree of Life all the way, instead of the way they used to do it back in the day, where it was just like a 6-7 frets kind of thing. I thought it was a kind of a nice touch that they matched the color of the headstock to the color of the body. The girth of the neck is super thin as well. It's I believe it's the Wizard 3. Radius is flat. Well, if you've played ever an Ibanez, this is just the dictionary definition of what an Ibanez neck is. Now, a few things that surprised me. First, the high quality control they seem to have had on this one. I don't know if I just got lucky because I only have this one, but everything was spotless. This is not a video that's sponsored. I'm just somebody who loves guitars. So Ibanez didn't pay me or send me the guitar for free or anything like that. This is just really my opinion. So I'll tell you exactly what I think and how I feel. And if you're curious, I'm a professional musician in the Seattle area. You can find me I'll leave the link someplace in case you are curious about how I play or what I play, yada, yada, yada. Let's get back to the guitar. I've heard some complaints when I was doing research. I watched a bunch of videos on YouTube as well, demoing this guitar or talking about it from independent musicians. And a few of them made a similar complaint. They said that the back of the neck, like the wood of the neck, is too white, like that's a bad thing. I don't know how that could be a problem. Honestly, it is not for me. I think my thoughts are that those who complain about that, probably this is a reminiscence of a few years back or a couple decades back when cheap guitars were associated with lighter necks. Like the wood they would use in their expensive stuff was darker than in the cheap stuff. That's why I think people are a little skeptical when they see something like this. Now, Playability Action, how it came from the factory, because like I said, I bought it new. I wish I could say anything bad about it. There's nothing. Like the action was super low, no fret buzz. The neck was as straight as it could be. I don't know, it's great in every way. I think the pictures are a little, I wouldn't say misleading, but they don't make justice to what I saw when I opened the box. The yellow is really, really cool. It's flashy, but not annoyingly flashy. I don't know, if you like the 80s aesthetics and Steve Vai, I think you may really like it. Now let's get to the body. So the body is just a Jem body, the way you could expect. The guitar is not heavy at all. It's not light as well. It's just average. You know, sometimes they seem to save a buck with cheaper woods that are more dense and they make the really heavy guitars. This is not one of them. I will say this one is probably around 7 pounds, something like that. Oh, the bridge. Okay, so what they did here. This is an expensive Ibanez bridge. That's a given. However, the inexpensiveness, how you notice, is just because it's very rudimentary. It's simple, but it does what it needs to do, stays in tune. I haven't had any problems with this guitar staying in tune, and I dive bomb like crazy. So if I didn't and you get this guitar same as this, same characteristics, I doubt that you will complain ever. If you look at it, you'll see the simplicity is that instead of being one of those thick bridges that Ibanez makes, like the H Pro and things like that, this is just bare bones. It's simple, but it's fine and it works the way it should. One thing that I didn't care for is the Trem-Arm. I really dislike when you have to screw them. I really like the pops so much better. I mean, don't get me wrong, it works, it does what it needs to do, but I don't like the system all that much. It stays in place, you know, it's functional, and it doesn't really take anything away from cosmetics, unless of course you're looking for it. But if my preference would have been a pop in. One disclaimer that I have to make as well that I forgot in the beginning is that this is the guitar as it comes, except for this. The green tuners are an extra addition. This is my daughter's guitar. She loves the 80s and she decided that it wasn't flashy enough as it was. So let's talk about the pickups. Again, when I was doing my research, I found many YouTubers saying that they were okay, but they were not the best, that they were this or that, and that's not my experience at all. I think they are great. I really, really do. I think they sound awesome. I tried them with different configurations. I played this guitar versus my Ibanez RG3120 from the early 2000s, and I didn't think this one sounded worse. They sound a little different, but it sounds really, really tight. I'll show you at the end of the video. I'm gonna give you a few samples just so you can hear what it sounds like. And just to wrap it up, I'm gonna tell you that the overall feel of the instrument is very good. In one side, you notice that this is not an expensive one, and I've had the expensive version. I think it's 3K now, something like that. The Japanese version, and I had one from the early 2000s as well with the ebony fretboard, which was really cool. And you can definitely tell that one is more expensive than the other. Now, but that being said, do I recommend this? Yes. Is this a guitar for students only? No, it's not. No, it isn't. This guitar, I can play a gig with this thing and absolutely love it and have zero complaints about anything. Not the sound, not the playability, not the way it looks like. It's just a good guitar. And to this point, I have to say that when I bought it in November, I think, on Amazon. I'm gonna leave the link on the description. And I paid new $450 US dollars for it. I believe it's now $550 new. So my thought is that they probably realized that they priced it a little low, and they ran out, by the way. In Amazon, I bought one of the last ones. Of course, they restocked. You're probably gonna find one, no problem. But that's my take. My conspiracy theory is that they priced it too low, and now they're seeing a lot of people seeing what I see on this instrument, and they are going for it. So here is. This is the Ibanez Jem. I hope you liked it. Made in Indonesia, by the way. And I'm gonna play a little bit so you can hear what it sounds like.